Welcome to the King-Abrams show, Dr. Brain King. It has
Hello.
been a minute.
It has been so long. I forgot what I looked like. That's how long it's been.
So I didn't hear you. I'm going to make you repeat because
You didn't hear
someone
me?
yelling.
See, I just made a stupid joke. I said it's been so long, I forgot what I look like.
Well, we didn't. I didn't forget what you look like, and it's always so refreshing to see your face.
It's been a while. We had some problems. We had some. I was stranded in Tennessee. You did the show without me, and I caught a little bit of that. You did a good job, and then all of a sudden we were stricken by the pandemic on your end, and that's it finally reared its ugly head into our lives.
It hit home.
Yeah.
Both of my children tested positive for COVID. Their dad got really, really sick. Apparently he's still having symptoms, but he is recovering and has tested negative. And I have the children for 4 days and he has them for 3. And he dropped the kids off one Saturday as usual.
Sure.
And didn't tell me that him and his wife were dying at home.
That's one of those occasions where you're like, you know what? I'm sorry. You might want to skip your week.
Well, that's what I was. Yeah, we won't get into.
Or maybe it was. I don't know. Do you and your ex have a good relationship or not?
Not
maybe
exactly.
He was trying.
I mean,
maybe he was purposely setting them over. He's like,
he's not even trying to kill me. In fact, I told him.
It's a little
the kids tested positive. I'm getting tested. Can you keep the kids another day or until I get my test results? He goes, well, we have a schedule. Now I remember
it's a little biological warfare. He's sending, children, infected children over to see you.
Right.
I'm sure that wasn't the case, but still, it sucks to have to deal with that.
At any rate, he failed. So I'm still here. My kids are still here, and he's still here. He got really, really sick. He was the worst off of them all.
Yeah, that's terrible. And hopefully he pulls out without too many problems. And you guys are all healthy and you're doing good.
They had minor symptoms and they were sick for about a week. It felt like they had a cold. And
can you still taste anything? I feel like if I were to get COVID, I want to lose my sense of taste. That's like to me, that's like the best diet. Honestly, if I can't get any joy from eating a candy bar, then it's just going to be lettuce all the time. It's like, what's the
always
point?
Look towards the bright side.
Exactly. That's how I see it. I'm like the perpetual optimist looking forward to it.
Right.
But good to have you back, though.
Well, I feel the same way. I was just going to say the same thing. It's been 2 weeks since I've seen over 2 weeks since I've seen your face. That was two shows that we didn't have.
That's right.
Well, I think it's been longer than 2 weeks since I've seen your face. We didn't have a show the 2 weeks ago because I thought I was having symptoms when my kids were getting tested. And it turned out that I was suffering because I had an accident. I had a debacle I use this acid to clean porcelain materials sometimes for my company, my work. I was doing it. And so there was this acid that I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I inhaled some of the fumes and it felt like Tyson cracked me in the nose.
You inhaled acid?
Fumes.
Wow. I did that in college once, experimented a little bit. I saw some colors and imagined some bugs were crawling on my
it was nothing like that.
But it made all my music way better.
I was trying to clean some tiles and I was using a new product that I hadn't used before and I fucked up. There were fumes, some of which you can see and some that you can't see. And some of them got in my nose and it felt like Tyson popped me in the nose. And so for a couple of days I felt symptomatic, but it turned out that
from what I read on the Wikipedia page that during his prime, Mike Tyson used to actually coat his fist with acid.
What kind of acid?
I don't know.
Because the shit that I was using will take the skin off.
I'm just making shit up, because you just said you got popped by Tyson, man.
Well, that's what it felt like. My nose was sore for a couple of days, and I had this sort of socket, sort of sunken headache, and a little bit of scratchy throat. And then I tested negative, and within a day that went away. So that's why I didn't have a show last week. Sorry, the week before. And then last week I was just so incredibly exhausted and from having to try and figure out how to get my kids back to school after having tested positive. I was transitioning in my romantic relationships. I was doing lots of things.
Gotcha.
So tonight we're talking about breakup sex.
Yep.
Yeah.
The best part of breaking up.
The best part of breaking up.
Yep. Is all the sex you'll have.
No, it has to rhyme with up.
Two is the best part of breaking up is 2 girls and 1 cup.
You're stupid.
That's a terrible. Is that reference even relevant?
One more time. All right.
Up and fuck. That's a good one. Once again, my partner Sarah off screen comes up with geniusness. She says,
did she say? She got it.
The best part of waking
up.
Best part of breaking up is one last good old fuck. I don't know. Something like that. Fuck rhymes with up. I mean, in a way, a little bit of creative liberty, Yeah.
Well, apparently,
if rappers can do it, we can do it.
Apparently, everybody likes to have breakup sex.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite thing. I'm not even kidding about that. I mean, it's just because I put it to a jingle. I'm not even kidding. That's the best part of breaking up.
Hey, so before I get into all my business, how about Friday night? I pulled a mangled grown white man from a car that had it was a terrible collision around the corner. Oh my God, did you see that on my Facebook?
I saw that on your Facebook. You're a hero. That's incredible.
It is pretty incredible.
It really is.
It was pretty automatic though.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I had just pulled up on a 3-car collision that looked like it had just happened seconds prior.
I hope it just happened. Can you imagine if they've been sitting there for a couple of hours? No,
I think it literally had just happened. And the person driving in front of me just sort of slowed down and passed and went on. And then there was this woman, she got out of one of the vehicles that had crashed. The cars were in horrible shape and she had blood on her face. And I go, "Do you guys need any help?" And she goes, "I don't know." And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So then some other guy said, "I think they need help over there." So I just pulled over and ran to the scene. And when I tell you everyone was standing around in shock, I just don't understand how people can't move, but I get it. I guess some people freeze up when they get, stressed.
People freeze up. And then there's that whole Kitty Genovese thing where people have diffusion of responsibility,
right.
Remember, they look around, they think someone else is going to act. And so they're hesitant, like 30 people witnessing something. Nobody calls 911 because they just assume somebody else is doing it,
Right. Well, they'd already called 911. And when I ran up on the car, there were 2 men in the back seat. The car, it looked like it had been beat up from at least 3 different sides. And, they all had blood all over them. And so I wasn't sure if they were dead. I touched the shoulder of the guy closest to me and he moved. And I thought, thank God. And I said, I can see that you're hurt. What part of your body hurt? So he had a broken arm in several places, a broken leg, and probably a broken nose. And I said, we got to get you out of the car because the hood is smoking. If there's fire, this is going to blow up. So I tried to get him out, couldn't get him out on my own. And I said, I need help. And some other hero, I guess, came out of the blue, a man, and pulled one guy out by himself and then helped me pull the other guy out. And once I saw that they were out, and I was like, okay, good luck, everybody, deuces. And I peeled out before the cops got there. Yeah. Are you frozen? Well, if you are, just know that it's a very handsome angle, Dr. Brian King. He may be frozen.
Okay,
looks like he's back. There you are. You're back.
You're back. In the middle of that story, you were talking about picking somebody up, and then
well, once we got the guys on the parkway on the curb, one of them, you could tell his legs were hurt, but he had blood coming out of his mouth, but no obvious sort of upper torso injuries, and this one lady was like, breathe, sit up. And I'm like, no, lay his ass on his back. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if he made it, but I think he suffered the main brunt of the accident. He was sitting sort of in the back.
Did you make sure to tell everybody about the King-Abrams show?
I did not.
So, by the way, folks, I'm not just a good Samaritan. I'm also a comedian, and I host a podcast on YouTube. Please come see me at Speakeasy Comedy. Yeah. No, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was 2:00 in the morning, and was somebody's security surveillance footage from their home, where their security camera picked up the collision, so I was able to find it afterwards. And man, were they going fast. I think maybe alcohol was involved, but of course I only speculated. It was 2:30 in the morning. Cheers. Yep. There we go. Right. Appropriately. And I was leaving the house at 2:30 in the morning.
You were leaving the house?
Oh yeah.
There's only two reasons why somebody leaves the house at 2:30 in the morning. One is to rescue people in a car crash.
Not why I was there.
The other is because they got a booty call. What's
there's a third reason.
There's a third reason?
The third reason could be that a gal just wants to go out and being in observation mode of a previous lover and perhaps hug and cuddle.
That's a booty call.
It's not, because there was no booty.
What part of the body are you cuddling?
Torso and shoulders.
The booty is connected to the torso.
I'm not hugging his booty yet. Yeah, so I don't, here's the thing, I don't want to, I feel like every show I say, I try not to divulge and tell too much of my business, and then I end up telling the whole damn thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all good if nobody listens.
That's part that's good, because nobody's actually listening right now. But there are a few. We don't want to minimize the people that are listening. But
right.
We're not at the numbers that we'd like. Yeah, no, I am in transitioning relationships.
Intriguing. Go on. Talk about it.
Well, you know that the player is back.
Yes, the man who inspired the book.
The man who inspired the book that I wrote. Yes. And he has been, again, very persistent in saying the right things. So why are you making that face? I can't even finish.
Because a month ago, no, 3 months
ago.
No. A month ago is the last time we had a face-to-face. It was the last time and I seem to recall something about the player not being in the picture anymore, or something he came in, you tested the waters, and then you were like,
bit in denial.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the positive bottom lines.
All right.
I'm madly in love with this man. I always have been. The 2 years that I haven't, that we sort of,
I gotta say, that is some very successful playing.
No shit.
Yeah, really.
No, that's why motherfuckers should buy my book, because I was there in the thick of it. Yeah, no, I fell in love with him. So now he's back. He suffered some emotional trauma lately. He suffered through the pandemic. I think he got just kind of lonely and overweight last year in 2020, and then he suffered again a loss this year. And I don't know. He says he's growing. He's saying all the right things. I'm in love with him. I'm going to give him another chance. Wow.
Yeah. So this is wait, so you went from I'm free spirit, I eat peanut butter whenever I want, and now it's basically here this guy comes into my life, and are you shacking up? Or you? I mean, I don't mean
no. I'm going very slowly.
I don't mean moving in. I mean, are you? I'm not
having sex yet.
You're not even having sex yet, and you're already thinking I'm just gonna give this guy a chance.
To the extent that, here's what happened. So that night that I go and save the man on the way to my pseudo booty call. Okay. When I drove back,
I gotta be honest. If your intention, I just have to throw this out there. If your intention when you leave the house at 2:30 in the morning is just to go to some man's house and hug him. That is the lamest booty call I've ever heard of, to be honest.
It's not fair. It's not a booty
2:30
call.
a.m. is not a time of the day when you need a hug. I'm just saying, you know.
I know what he needed.
Okay.
I'm keeping that. I'm gonna keep that for a minute. Yeah, so we've been talking. He's been doing some splaining. We've been doing some sort of intimate physical touch, just the hugging, you know, like making the love with the clothes on type shit. And so one night I'm leaving that sort of feeling on cloud 9, and I said to myself, I cannot go and see Peanut Butter tomorrow, because how am I going to be hugged up on one man's shoulders one night and then do what I do for Peanut Butter the next day?
Yeah.
You know, people, you can say, listen, I as a younger woman and as a drunk woman,
it's all
no
good.
guilt, no shame, I didn't give a fuck, but it wasn't sitting right.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
I actually ended things with Peanut Butter.
Wow. How do you take it? Was he like, yeah, I figured. I mean, he probably saw it coming, right?
Yeah, he saw it coming. He took it.
The writing's on the wall, especially if he watches this show.
I don't know.
I hope he watches it. I hope he I don't know. We might have just lost our one viewer.
No, so appropriately, we're talking about breakup sex, because my plan was to, you know how guys, you know, when you break up, they want that one more. They can we do it one more time?
Yep.
You know, they want that one last time. And so I was going to give that to him. And so my plan was like, all right, let me just show up and see what the player is talking about and listen to him. And then I found myself cuddling with him, and I couldn't give him that one last time.
No.
Do it as much as I wanted to. Now let's not get it twisted. I wanted to. I'm very attracted to him, but I couldn't do it.
So wait, you went over to the player's place to cuddle, or you went to Peanut Butter's place to cuddle?
I don't cuddle with Peanut Butter.
Okay. So you went over to player's place to cuddle, and then you were and then your plan was afterwards you were gonna give Peanut Butter his last finale.
No, the plan was that I was gonna make a decision to go cuddle and kiss on the player, and when I made that decision, I was gonna give Peanut Butter one last go. But we ended up getting a little more intimate and connecting with.
Oh man, so I hope Peanut Butter doesn't listen to this.
Why?
Because he's gonna be all mad. He missed out on his last one, man.
He knows already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna give him, but I couldn't because it was just too much sort of crossing. Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it. People always make a face. It's like
I understand. Because like you're at that point, like your heart and mind is all about somebody else.
Exactly.
And it's like it's hard, even if you're just going through the motions. It's hard, you know. It's hard to concentrate, you know.
Made me feel like a hoe. I was like, I ain't doing that.
A hoe ain't got no heart.
I've already done with my hoe years. I ain't going back to that. I ain't going back.
You're just in time.
But yeah, I read this article, and the funny thing is I don't know who conducted the study. Unfortunately, I'm not prepared. Psychology. I'm trying to look it up now. Yeah, so breakup sex.
Moran, Wade, and Murray, 3 people.
Oh, did you notice that? Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it right now. I always check the credentials of people. This study was actually carried out. The first author of this study is at Tulane University in New Orleans, and one of the second authors is also at Tulane. So I have a feeling this was probably carried out in New Orleans. If that influences your interpretation of the findings at all, I mean, we're talking about a city where people exchange boobs for beads on a regular basis. Not that should matter.
I was almost in New Orleans when I bought my boobs.
But I will point this out, though. I was reminded today that today. Somebody, one of my friends, texted a whole bunch of us. Today is the anniversary of the day we all met on our first day in graduate school in New Orleans. You know, I got my doctorate from a school in New Orleans. You know, and so so it's kind of cool. Oh well, thank you. I mean, I didn't even know about it till I got the text. You know, so that's how much I think about those things. But I noticed that these guys are in New Orleans, and I don't recognize the names. They're probably there after my time, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's carried out a decent study. Or carried out at a decent university, published in a reputable journal. You know, Evolutionary Psychology is a great journal. So
this was one of the most interesting articles I've ever read about relationships, because and I'll give you some sort of key points that I thought were interesting. Was it just sort of took a huge control group. And asked the control group questions about how breakup sex made them feel, about why they pursued it, and among others. And what was interesting was, I think to me as a woman, what was interesting was that men apparently reported more issues with detachment, sort of grieving and pain after they end a relationship. And I think that's surprising to me as a woman, and I would think other women might be surprised, is because men don't show that side of themselves. And often when women leave relationships, contrastingly to men, according to the study, we are relieved, happy about the decision. Perhaps it's bittersweet. But we are surprised to, like, I've never felt like a man really I've never had a man show that he was sore that I left.
Right. So a couple things I want to point out, because it's important to interpret these results as in the context, right? So these are survey results, first of all. So they're not actual, you know, they're not getting any actual data on people's in the moment after a breakup. But the other thing is that we're looking at significance on a statistical level, but it's not necessarily that huge practically. And yes, there is a difference. You know, like these men reported this more often than women, or in their case, you know, rated a higher number to the question than the women. But looking at the data, the difference isn't huge.
Right.
It's made significant because they had 200 people responding to the survey, and then you have a certain amount of people say 4 and a certain amount of people say 3, and they just so happen to be different on gender lines. You know, so it's not a huge difference, but it's definitely there.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a slight difference. But I mean, online, I think the main point of that the study was trying to prove was that at the end of the day, breakup sex really doesn't help.
Yeah.
In most cases, it doesn't help you feel better about the ending of a relationship. In fact, it may cause further complication.
Well, it doesn't help. Doesn't help. Doesn't hurt. Basically,
doesn't hurt. It might hurt.
It could, but then but
according to the study, yeah, you're right. Yeah. It doesn't. It's kind of here nor there.
No, I think that this is an interesting study about breakup sex. But honestly, I think that the thing that's missing from this is the why breakup sex in the first place.
Well, according to the study, there's a tidbit in there about that. Men tend to, and women both seek breakup sex. And then I think the why also depends on how soon after the breakup. Right. So the first 2 weeks being a certain crucial, holds a certain cruciality. And then if you wait 2 months and until you have the breakup sex, then you'll be better off. So men tend to, according to the study, men are seeking the breakup sex because they want to feel better about themselves. Now, I don't know how that would make a man feel better about himself. But let me bring our guest on, you guys, because we started a little late. Our apologies.
Yeah.
But I want to have him join in on the conversations because he's been sitting here the whole time listening. This guy is, he's a comedian. He's an actor. You've seen him smashing stages from the East Coast to the West Coast. And he was recently on, I think, season 3 of Kevin Hart's, what was that called?
Heart of the City.
The Heart of the City. You guys, G King, everybody. Warm welcome.
Hey, G.
What up, man?
Warm welcome.
What up?
G, I don't know if you remember, but you actually played my room in San Francisco a long time ago on the wharf.
Oh, I did? Probably a long time ago. With Corey Robinson and he put together a whole crew of people. I think you guys called yourselves the Underground Celebrities or something like that. I mean, we're talking like a decade ago.
Wow.
Yeah, no, We're talking about like a decade ago. You know, it was a long time ago. But I remember
like 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah.
How long have people doing comedy now?
But I don't forget people with my same last name. That's the thing. You know, I don't forget other kings. You know.
Yeah, dang, that's crazy. I remember now.
And you guys did good. Yeah, you had a good show. Yeah, so
that was when he was just first starting.
Yeah,
I would like to think. I would like to think that the show that you did on my stage in San Francisco led to you being on Heart in the City.
Yeah, I think so too. That was I mean, every stage that I did before then helped me out. You know.
So G King, have you ever pursued and been successful at pursuing breakup sex?
Yeah, I have.
There was a smile.
I mean, yeah, I have.
Look at that.
I like, oh man.
And that made you smile. You felt better about yourself after?
Because I really be toxic after the breakup, you know. I'll still be trying to get some, you know, like one last time. And you be like, it's like, over.
Come on.
Or, you know, like I'm the type, like, we broken up and I'll be like, hey, like, we break up. Then I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm finna come over. You know what I mean? Still trying to come over.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not.
What, but I think a lot of men do that.
Yeah,
it's just sort of natural.
It's kind of
trying to break off another piece of the cookie.
And then here's what happens though. Like whenever some women are annoyed by that.
Yeah.
Do you ever consider that? Is this gonna annoy her? Is this gonna bother her?
Yeah.
But you're already broken up.
Right.
Yeah, we already like, are we not? But I can kind of tell.
Yeah.
I could kind of tell if a woman, I kind of only feed off of it if I know she really don't want to break up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
okay,
you know, you know when it's not over.
Like if she breaks up angry and it's done, you're not gonna go chase.
Yeah, you could tell, like, because they'll still text you,
right?
Like after, you know, like they still.
Maybe I still have a chance to hit it one more time.
Hey, what are you doing? Are you still coming over? I thought we was broken up. Well, you know.
Yeah,
right.
I just wanted to know I was cooking dinner, or they try to get you a reason to come over here, come back, or.
And it's always been a good experience for you when after the breakup sex. Or has it ever made it worse?
It made it worse.
Really?
Yeah, breakup sex. I normally
every time.
Yeah.
Damn.
Because I'm the type like kind of like once I'm over, once I realize like this ain't gonna work, I'd rather just cut you off. And still, you know what I mean?
Unless you can hit it one more time.
you got some willpower there.
Cause like it be breakup sex, like we really like breakup sex is like how long in between is breakup sex?
Yeah, that matters.
Like if it's like we just decided to break up.
So within 2 weeks to 2 months, you're gonna try to pursue it.
I'm talking about breakup sex. If you break up sex got to be within that week to me. Then after that, you know what I mean?
After that, it's just what?
Like if it's after a week,
it's just y'all exes now.
It's just hook. It's just hooking up.
Your ex.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying within week, breakup sex got to be like.
This is our last time. It's over, but let's do it one more time.
Yeah, I don't know if I did that a couple of times, but I always felt weird. Like
you felt weird after.
I felt weird.
I think I would too.
Because it's like it's supposed to be over, and then
there you are.
I think the best time for breakup sex is after a serious fight. Like if you're fighting and you break up because you just like can't stand each other anymore. Breakup sex is like a release of all that, you know, that energy that you've built up in that fight. You know, it helps you to like just let it out, and then you can just walk away calmly. You know.
And are you making love?
No, you're not making love. You are aggressively pounding each other. Yeah, you are pounding each other. You are clawing at each other, pounding at each other. You're like,
but that's more like makeup sex.
That's like makeup,
y'all arguing
breakup.
And then y'all like.
I feel like makeup and breakup sex is kind of the same thing. Really, it just depends on what happens afterwards.
It's all toxic.
Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
It's all toxic.
According to this little study held in New Orleans, it doesn't seem to help the situation.
Nah, it don't.
It probably in some cases would prolong someone's
it complicates it. But it depends. Like if a girl broke up with me, like I don't like to have the power of you breaking up with me. Like I'm gonna like try to get back with you, have some makeup sex, and break up on my own terms.
Hilarious.
You know what I mean? Like a revenge.
Yeah.
So why are men doing this then? Because men are usually the ones in pursuit. We do pursue the breakup sex, but according to the study, men are cool with breakup sex no matter the situation. Like you say that, but down to it, you're available.
Yeah.
Say again, Brian.
I think men are just cool with sex, regardless of the context.
Exactly.
Yeah, in general. Yeah,
like, all right, hey, and also too, there is such a thing as like trying to get one last hit in. There's always that. But I think men are just cool with sex.
What I'm trying to get at is what is it about a man's psychology that makes him feel better if he's able to conquer her one last time after breakup?
Because you feel it's like the control. Like you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave the breakup with your tail between your legs. Like, oh, she broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? You feel better going out into the world. Like, man, yeah, I broke up with her. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Or at least I hit it one more time.
Yeah.
She still wants me. I'm just still desirable.
It's kind of like hurts your ego. Like if you even if you try to have breakup sex and she dish you, it's like, oh damn, like that's even worse.
Damn.
You like, I don't know. I always want to leave in control. Like,
yeah.
I have the upper hand. Like,
yeah, you want to leave on a high note.
Yeah, you want to leave on a high note when you're going into a new, you know what I mean?
It's like leaving a stage. You want to leave on a big laugh. You want to leave on a big applause. You don't want to just like sheepishly walk off the stage with your head down.
Is that what you guys feel like it is?
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Or because I think women look at it as just an amicable split, right? Two grown people deciding.
I think women and men look at sex different anyways. Yeah. Like women are more, it's like more mind thing like that. Guys, it just be a nut sometimes. Like,
right. Right. You guys definitely miss the physical.
Yeah, we women routine. Be like, I don't know, women are more.
Now in my switch, so if she's breaking up with you to go pursue another serious relationship, does that make it worse or does it really matter?
Yeah, that makes it worse.
Oh no.
Yeah, that definitely.
That's like, man.
Yeah, that's when it becomes territorial, and you're trying to purposely leave your stink on her.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's when you're like,
I should let him leave his stink on me before I move on to
That's right.
Before I move on to the next relationship. Come on, put that stink on me.
And don't shower either. Don't do that. Just walk. Just get out of one bed and walk straight over somebody's car.
Ew. I still like his stink. I really am still attracted to him. I find him incredibly sexy, but I also know, as well as him, that our relationship will go nowhere. We can't have anything more. It's just,
why not?
It's just logistics. It's just logistics, and I'm not in love with him. It's been 2 years, and I'm not in love. I'm in love with another man. I'm not ready. He was coming off some rebound shit. Had ended a 10-year relationship.
Yeah.
So we just went in with, all right, we're both rebounding. Can we please, let's not get emotional. And we created this weird relationship where we weren't kissing and like just strange shit.
Like that.
Yeah. And then so it's like, I know.
I just, man, I don't know. Like, it's just, I just like, I mean, I'm talking to a girl right now and like we sexually whatnot, but I don't know if I really want to, like, I could tell she liked me hella. She liked me more than I like her.
Okay.
And it's like,
that's how it usually starts.
Yeah, but she's growing on me. But I don't know if I'm just at this point in my life ready to be in a serious like I'm still doing my comedy thing and I'm still enjoying, we was in the pandemic. We hooked up during the pandemic and now it's like we back out and like
right. You're like your options open now. Nigga, like
and then she's trying to pop up at shows and stuff. She was like,
oh Lord.
She wanted to come to the Chocolate Sunday show. I was like, nah.
I think a lot of the pandemic relationships are not going to last. We actually had a show where we talked about that. And it was almost a resounding no. It was like, no. I was with Buddy Lewis was on that day. And I think what had happened when the pandemic, because the only reason me and this guy saw each other for 2 years was because of the pandemic. It's the only reason it lasted.
During the pandemic?
It started right before the shit hit the fan.
Mm-hmm. During the pandemic, I broke up with my girl right before the pandemic.
You got to reset.
I was like the whole year, but I was in like a long distance. She was in the
terrible
Bay.
Timing.
She was in the Bay and I was in LA, and I would go back and it was like it kind of sucked because I feel like I wasn't going out. But I ended up hooking up with a couple of chicks that I normally wouldn't hook up with because there was a pandemic.
There it is. A lot of people are going through that.
Hey, I was like, I probably would. I think I backtracked it. Like I was like some old. It was some chick. It was a chick from like high school when I was back.
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
Pandemic was like the most extreme last call. It really was.
Who wasn't going out.
Right.
I was just.
How are you gonna meet new people?
Yeah.
Or do they have COVID?
Yeah.
A lot of risks.
Yeah, it was a lot, man.
Yeah.
That was bad.
He's talking about it like it's over. He is ready.
Nah, it ain't over.
Hey, you guys are in LA, right? It ain't over.
At least we doing comedy and stuff.
Yeah.
Before it wasn't.
What'd you say, Dr. King?
Said you guys are in Los Angeles, man. It ain't over.
No.
Nah, it ain't over, but they acting like it is.
They're acting like it is.
Everything back to
people
normal.
making the pandemic is over relationship decisions right now, though.
And you go to Chocolate Sundays, you be like,
it's packed.
They back to it's like it never happened.
Damn.
It's like
I'm about to do my show this Thursday tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm to the point where I'm like
50-50.
Yeah, like I just wear my mask. Like I don't know, like I want to still enjoy my, you know what I mean? Like I'm like it's like it's out of your control. Like if you catch it, like I'd have been places where somebody else caught it and I didn't catch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like
yeah. You never know.
I don't know.
You never know. We know there's so many uncertainties, and so try to be precautionary.
Yeah.
But as far as breakup sex, I don't think you want to wear a mask during that. Like if you end up having, do you want to have? If you think that if you break up with this girl, or if you guys break up, I think men hope to have that breakup sex. No.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's probably gonna be an ugly little.
Aww.
But I don't know. She been having no questions like, what are we?
Oh,
yeah. Where are we going?
It's common.
I don't want to. I'm older. I don't want to just be.
She's older. How old is she?
I mean, she ain't older. She's like 41, but she's like, she ain't trying to like.
Her ovaries are fucking spinning. Woo!
Nah, she got a kid, but she just don't want to be like. I think she want to be married.
She wants to be married. She wants to at least have a boyfriend. Serious, Some women are into the labels.
And I'm like, I'm out here wilding out. I'm out here.
Right.
Not wilding out.
Coming up. And
I really, as I got older, I kind of calmed down a little bit.
Are you backpedaling because maybe she's watching the show? Like you literally just said you wilding.
No, I'm just saying.
You calm down as you've gotten older.
I'm saying as I got older,
yeah.
I don't be as like. It'd be like 4 or 5 women. You know what
I
I mean? Like,
you're not as reckless.
I'm not as reckless. Like, right, I was reckless. Like,
yeah.
And then I don't know, pursuing comedy, I really don't be having time to really be chasing hella women. Like, you know what I mean? That's too much energy. Like, trying to juggle like 6 women. They want to pop up at shows, and I'm like, oh, stop. Yeah. All it was.
3 is enough.
Having like 3 of them. I'm coming to the show too. Like, dang,
Right.
Yeah,
right. It gets crazy.
Yeah,
you guys.
But makeup sex is makeup to break.
It doesn't hurt. I think. Yeah. Ultimately, it doesn't hurt most people. Men are always going to try to pursue it. I think more outwardly. Women pursue it too, just in a more passive aggressive way.
Yeah.
We'll be like, how are you doing today?
I think girls do makeup sex. Like, they do makeup sex. Like, they know they're going to break up with you, but you don't know it. It'd be your last time. You know what I mean?
They know.
We plan makeup sex.
They kind of plan it. Like, you don't be doing this the last time.
No.
Yeah. All right, we going out with a bang.
We know we're going to succeed.
Yeah, I'm about to break up with him next
week.
And
we'll be on the phones with our girlfriends like, girl, I'm going to give him this ass one more time. I'm going to fuck his shit all the way up.
Yeah, I think so. We
do. I'm gonna give it to him like he ain't never had it.
I think about I had
give it to him like that more often, and there won't be any problems.
Wait, what? If women think like that more often?
Give it to him like that.
I had breakup sex. I didn't know I had breakup sex. Now think about it.
What you mean? You didn't know it was breakup sex?
Cause look at this girl I was dating, right? She broke up with me like in like November.
Okay.
But I was still doing shows in the Bay, right? And so we were supposed to be like broken up, but then I was still kind of staying at her house because you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had sex a couple times, like while I was over there, and then after that we fully broke up.
Who broke up with who?
She broke up with me.
Well, she planned that.
Yeah, she planned it. Now I think about it, she had makeup sex with me. Well, she broke because it was like long distance.
You had makeup sex. You had breakup sex together.
I had breakup sex together. Yeah, we both had breakup sex.
And in fact, I would say that on the hierarchy of like badass, she initiated with you. You didn't even have to ask for it.
But it was breakup sex, like for the fact that like, is it breakup sex at that awkward point where y'all broken up, but then y'all still be kicking it? Like, cause y'all so used to being around each other.
According to the study, all of it, anything after any sex with the ex,
because we were still like that awkward moment where you broken up, but y'all still be kind of like y'all used to being around each other. You know what I mean? So it's like,
so you like, is it breakup sex if you are friends with benefits afterwards? Is that what you're trying to say? Something like that?
No, I'm saying like when you like we broken up. I'm saying that awkward moment when y'all broken up, but y'all still used to being around each other. So y'all still kick it a couple of times. You know
why? Because you work together? Like usually.
Nah, you just used to like when I come up to the bay. You know what I'm saying?
You hit her up. Hi.
We was together or whatnot, and so like it's just that you so used to talking to each other, so y'all still communicating, but y'all should break things off. But I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I think, is it? I guess it's like it's up to however individuals define it. I mean, I know people that break up and continue to have sex until they find like new people. You know,
that makes more sense to me. Like, why do we have to have?
It's like you know, I can sit at home bored and frustrated, or I could just go. But you know, especially if you have like an amicable breakup where you don't hate each other, you know. You're like, I don't hate you. I just don't want to be with you forever. But I don't have anybody else right now. You mind coming over and helping me out? You know.
My cousin always tell me, he'd be like, the average girl they don't like their numbers going up, so they keep it.
There you go. That's true too.
You know what I'm saying? Like they
don't count if you've already. It don't count if
numbers down.
Person. Yeah.
First of all, I ain't counting in the first goddamn place.
You guys went quiet on me. Did I go quiet on you? I can't hear you. I can't hear anything. You guys, I can't hear.
If you would have asked me something, I'd be like, I don't know.
Right.
I witnessed that, so it was easy to elaborate on.
Generally, I think men are always sort of in pursuit of that last one, and I regret not having planned my relational transition properly. I would have liked to have given that.
And that's crazy. I got a question. Like, what is it? Why you like you've been with the guy for 2 years?
You know what it was?
What is it that you don't like about him?
It's not that I don't like anything about it. It's just that we've already forged such a strange relationship, because when I came to him, I was like, look, I'm heartbroken as fuck. I'm in love with this other man, but I still just want to have sex. I don't want to get emotionally involved. And he was like, neither do I. He had come off a 10-year relationship. He was also on the rebound. So we created this kind of strange relationship that I'd never been in before, where we don't kiss. We're not very affectionate. We sit down, we chit chat, we get along great, we laugh, and then we get busy. And then
yeah, I had a lot of those.
Right. We're no kissing, no hugging.
Yeah, no kissing.
Very strange.
Yeah, y'all just like
very strange.
And y'all had sex, y'all don't even kiss?
Correct.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. It just happened so weird. I mean, it was my idea. Well, it was both
that's
of our
strictly
ideas.
like, man,
both of
you
our
strictly just get
it was
to
some
it.
like
you gotta do something with your mouth, though.
You were like,
oh, I'm doing something with my mouth. Don't worry, Dr. Brian King.
All right, because I'm just saying, like, there's like kissing on lips, and then there's kissing. You know, like there's mouth.
No, we didn't do any of that, and so it just created this strange platform on which we cannot build anything.
Wow.
We had a purpose, you know.
Man, that's crazy.
It was, you know, and we just.
Well, I'm sure this guy is not mourning the relationship too much.
No, I don't think so. I think, like I said, he took it pretty well, you know. But I think, we will both miss certain aspects of the physical relationship. I'm sure. But anyway, we're gonna wrap the show. Listen, G King, where can we find you? I know we can find you online. Your social is at G King Comic.
Yeah,
where are you
G
performing?
King Comic. I'm on Saturday. I'm performing at a spot called Napomo. I never even heard of that. It's like somewhere. It's like by Pismo Beach.
Oh wow, it's beautiful out there.
Yeah. Then on Sunday, I'm going to be at Chocolate Sundays
again.
Yeah, Sunday. So 7:00 and 9:30.
That's at the Laugh Factory on Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's where I'll be at on Sunday.
Go online and follow G King. And I also want you to go to Amazon and check out a couple of books that one of which I wrote and the other Dr. Brian King, my lovely co-host, wrote.
I like being described as lovely.
Yeah, I wrote a book inspired by one of the very men that I was talking about today. A man who broke my heart. I got my heart broken, and I wrote a book called The Complete Player, which picks apart the brain science of sex, love, lust, heartbreak, and self-worth. So go to Amazon, pick up the paperback or the ebook, and then you can also find Dr. Brian King's book, The Art of Taking It Easy. Now, Dr. King likes to write books about the way our brain works emotively. That is how we deal with emotions, and especially with laughter and relaxation. He wrote a book called The Laughing Cure, which is one of my favorite books that I've ever read. Very funny, but all our books are funny. And then here we are, The Art of Taking It Easy.
Yeah, which is something that people need to do more of. Really.
So this has been a fun one.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
Good topics.
Subjects matter is like it's a bittersweet thing.
Yeah.
Breaking up
is tough.
On one level you're relieved.
It's hard to do.
You break up, do you still like follow their social media handle? Like
yes.
I'll be unfollowing.
No.
I'll do that because it's like
I want to see them
out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean?
If I'm still into them, I like to see their face.
I just don't want to see your timeline. You having fun in Miami and like.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I guess I'm not crazy. I think that's kind of typical. But no, I like to see his smiling face. I like to look at his face.
Yeah.
So it's a pleasure thing. Listen, this has been another case of what?
The King-Abrams show.
There it is. We out.
All right. Peace out.
Straight up.